Oh,
I don't even know if we've had Ogre yet, have
Not
we?
in this group.
We should in
Jenkins
this
like said fogged. What do you think?
I have no idea. I literally don't. This is the one hero that I think is the biggest mystery to me right now. I don't know how it's going to end all up versus an AM. Maybe he's just going to be able to beat the AM and not even worry about spells. I have no clue. I literally haven't seen this matchup at all yet.
Uncontested Ogre.
Uncontested,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
So, hey, yeah, big question mark for me. But I think I favor Spirits maybe like 5% more. But either way, I think Beast Coast have a definite chance to win.
5%. Let's multicast that a little
Who
bit
knows?
then. Let's see how high that percentage can go. This time with Sunsfan and Cinderin.
Thank you very much. Ogre freaking Magi, man. I am super hyped. It might just fall flat on its face, but we're going to see core Ogre.
We were talking about him last game. It's like we summoned him. He's been uncontested the entire tournament, and here we go.
Yeah,
Ogre
his new passive,
makes
Dumb
his
Luck. I was actually
first
wondering
appearance.
what the skill was called because we were referencing that. So Ogre
really
has
good
0
name.
int the entire game, and it doesn't matter what you buy, you get no int. But you do get mana regen and mana for the amount of strength that you have. So it incentivizes you building even tankier. I don't think his armor has changed at all, right? So that still is a huge benefit in the early game.
But he did get changed in 732, where he lost armor and then got 20 base damage or something. Was that 732 or was it 731?
I mean,
Hero-
still, 6 armor, level 1. Pretty damn.
He's still tanky, right? But it has been
And
the hero
he
of
has,
the past.
look at his, he has 0 items. He's going straight ring. This is like Dota 1 days when there was not even MMR. You just go first item, perseverance, no items into lane.
I think Collapse is role playing and he can't find the shot. Guy literally is just walking out, riding a chicken, looking dumb as ever. No idea what's going on with Pushka.
Yeah, he's
Actually in huge
okay.
trouble here.
Yeah, very nicely done from Scope. Oh, that's going to be the first blood, and they're going to give it to K1.
First
blood. That is bad news bears if you're a Spirit fan, and might get a little bit more damage onto Mira. He's pretty damn fast on the Skywrath Mage, but still takes a heavy beating. Okay, let's talk about the matchup. We'll get to the Ogre a little bit later because I want to talk about it basically the entire game. But AM, obviously late game, amazing against Storm Spirit. It's like the hardest counter in terms of if you can get the Mana Void, it just kills everybody. How is it against, and they kind of talked about this, against the Terrorblade? Because the panel was a little bit concerned that they didn't have a Terrorblade counter.
Yeah.
And AM,
So usually this matchup is considered Terrorblade favored because of 2 things. First of all, Terrorblade has reflection, so Anti-Mage starts hitting himself and burning his own mana, and it's really annoying to deal with, both in if they somehow face each other in the lane, but also in the mid game and in fights in general. Terrorblade also does insane single target physical damage, which is the one thing AM deals with poorly. He's insane against magic damage, he's great against AoE abilities, but if people just blow him up, the Terrorblade and something like TA are classic counters where you just get insane single target.
oh, Mira!
Mira got a kill here.
Got a kill on the Stinger with, I want to say that was the Blood Grenade that actually got the last tick there.
Might have just been. They're putting up
As the
some
Ring of
pressure.
Health is now online for Collapse. So I think it was Fog that was talking about you just go auras, or you can go auras on Ogre. It's not like, I mean, what I'm used to seeing in core Ogre, or even just support in any pubs, or even in professional play, you go Midas, you go obviously int related stuff. You go crazy with the builds, I guess. But now that he is a this is a dumb question. He's a strength hero now, right?
Yes.
Okay, he's a strength hero now, and you want to build strengthy stuff. You probably still go the auras though, right? Like, he's gonna go Vanguard, I assume, to start things out.
Yeah, he will. The thing I'm thinking here is why Ogre, right? Like, what is this hero's redeeming qualities over other offlaners if you're just gonna buy auras?
Schofield's dead.
And that has to be Bloodlust, right? That's the one thing this hero truly offers. This might be a trade here, Sacred. Trying at least. Will not get a swing off.
I think it's gonna be more than one hit as well. He does have Breathe Fire though.
Wait, why is he still chasing?
Yeah, he's slower than the
really
Bambi.
wasting his time there, losing out on some much-needed lane farm. So I think if the reason they want Ogre here is because they have 2 cores that use Bloodlust really well and a support, right? You Bloodlust the Storm, you Bloodlust the Terrorblade, and you Bloodlust Hench. All of these heroes do a lot more with this ability than without. Because otherwise you could have just picked, like the panels did, like a Mars, right? Because I don't think Ogre crushes Anti-Mage in lane. I mean, maybe there's something we can learn here where something unexpected is going to happen, but for the most part, it has to be the Bloodlust that they're all about. I mean, look at the CS so far. Holy, they're getting trashed.
Yeah, it's not
6 CS on AM to the 15 on Ogre. I mean, maybe we're learning something new here. I don't know.
Mira's dead. It's going to be a trade. And Collapse gets his first kill of the game.
6-0 against 16-13. Are you serious? They're getting bodied.
Yep, Sacred is forced to use his dragon on the bot lane.
He's gonna die too.
Oh my goodness, Paposhka from long range. Gracious.
That was kind of unfortunate. Schofield was trying to blind the edge to make the impetus miss, but it didn't miss, so he just gave it more distance. It effectively kind of killed his DK there, but might have died. This is a worrying lead, I have to say. And to elaborate a little bit on the anti-mage matchup, there are a couple of other heroes I was looking at than the AM. You know, the Terrorblade is obviously a factor in whether or not you grab that, but AM does not perform particularly well if your team is behind, right? This hero generally wants to join fights that are even, or especially if his team is doing well, he can really be that X factor
Or
that
blood
jumps in.
grenade action.
But if your team's behind, this hero just doesn't necessarily carry its own weight. Nice movement here from Stinger. We'll dodge out this potential play from Mira. Actually gonna die on him here.
Kill. Yeah, oh, the Arcane Bolt's doing a lot of damage though. Mira, one right click away, but Stinger is playing Crystal Maiden, so quite pathetic in the right click department.
I think.
Okay.
Well played by Stinger. That was beautiful. He even baited out a ward. So Skywrath used a ward and died. Nicely done. And they need anything they can get right now because these lanes are just not going well.
He's doubled his CS in the last 30 seconds, so that's good. Now in meta form, Sacred taking a ton of damage. He's gonna get hurricaned back into the fray, and he might just be dead again. And Maposhka is the one that gets credit for that one, but that's the second death for the DK. His TP is coming up cooldown in 2 seconds, so at least doesn't have to do the walk of shame, but obviously not a great start.
Have we cast a game this tournament so far where the CS discrepancy was that big at
No,
I think this is the most one-sided win.
Fire Blast.
Very.
And the Ignite to slow him down. There's the silence, and the extra right clicks are enough, and down goes K1. Schofield at the very least gets the enemy courier.
As the panel said, though, Beast Coast do power up when they're behind.
Yeah, that's
so maybe this is all by design.
But AM, like you said, is not a great from behind type. Unless you get like a big mana void or something crazy.
I had a strategy meeting last night. They're like, okay, guys, how do you want to play against Spirit? And Dark Mago was like, I will draft, and we will lose our lanes. And then we'll go. And everyone was like, you know what? Our win rate on win-lose lanes. Great. So let's do it. I have to say, though, I feel like this is not...
6-minute rune's going to be pretty important here. Maposhka is up the chance to slow down Dark Mago, but he gets the health front bottle. Avatos is there, but Maposhka is certainly going to live through this. The shield rune's in the top lane. Maposhka does not certainly live. He dies. Cinderin. Thanks.
Yes.
Dark Mago gets another avalanche, and that is going to lead to the second, am I even going to say this, second kill for Dark Mago. Laurel does get the bottle of the rune, which is what he was originally intending, but it cost him 2 of his teammates, so not ideal for Spirit.
Very good rotation from the support here from Beast Coast to get something done, and this is the only hero you can play around right now. You need to play around Dark Mago because your 2 side lanes are locked and they're not strong heroes right now. So Tiny is where the action's going to be at. And we'll survive this. So
Collapse. Let's see. So he is sitting on 39 and 14 CS.
He will go Midas after Vanguard.
Okay, he still goes Midas. Interesting. All right. I mean, it is the most value Midas hero you can possibly get it on, right? So. Oh, Fire Blast actually connects with the multicast. K1 has to be very careful. Hasn't been able to get off the proper counter spell in order to reflect. Beast Coast will lose Stinger in the bot.
And I feel like these lanes, so obviously East Coast are doing a little bit of damage control here, or whatever you want to call it. They're kind of staying afloat at least. I don't feel like from a theoretical standpoint their lanes should be getting this crushed, right? Like, I would say the panel would have also talked about this more in depth if they were like, okay, these lanes just can't hold their own. They're just being very outplayed, right, in the early laning stage, or either that or there's something we just don't know about these matchups. But the early advantage from Spirit is definitely
Mago, he finds Makoshka, flips him with the avalanche toss back into Schofield. Finding lights there as well. That'll lead to another death for Makoshka. So Beast Coast able to find a little bit of action here, but they are down 3K at the 8-minute mark. And Laurel.
Makoshka have 1?
Double damage.
He had 11 1 charges.
Oh, really?
Oh, if I didn't see that wrong, then you have 1. Yeah. Maybe he was expecting not to die from the tree throw and he wanted to bait them in further. Anyway.
Collapse. Let's see his first Midas. Let's see if he can get a multicast.
Yeah, this is important.
Oh, that's a big, juicy stack, too. Might be looking for the kill on K1 instead, but yeah, that's too juicy to
Or
pass.
very triggered.
Oh,
It's a 1.
At least it guarantees a neutral.
And if you multicast, you get more.
That's right. Very important.
Wait, so what's the chance on multicast?
You tell me.
75% plus 1% for each 20 strength. So he has 77%. Right?
I'm surprised that doesn't update in the tooltip.
Yeah.
So he got bad luck.
I got very unlucky there.
Stinger, that's another blood grenade. Man, need more blood grenades this. I feel like there needs to be a bigger effect, like a big splatter. You know? Somebody screaming. Oh, my blood!
I just think there's that standard stock sound that pauses the recent video in game 2.
And K1 is still silenced. We'll be able to blink close to the Lotus
He's okay.
Fountain, which will now be channeled by Collapse. Has yet to get boots because he's just the boss. Koshka gonna get stuck in between two heroes, but Sacred, he's the one, he's in dragon form, actually goes down to Laurel. Schofield now getting chased by the Bambi. Phantom Void coming in. That's an early rotation from K1. It's not enough to lead to a kill. Sunder actually applied the Dark Mago. They do find the kill on the Storm Spirit, so very important turnaround here for Beast Coast. Avalanche onto both heroes. And the right click on the Yatoro. Not going to get clipped by the Illuminate. Unfortunate if you're a Beast Coast fan, but they still find another kill. And Yataro's getting extremely low, just trying to get something out of this before it's inevitable death. Triple kill, Dark Mago.
Holy, they actually all survived that. That was insane. I was sure this fight was going to go wrong for Beast Coast, but...
Well, they lost CM.
Huge mana void from K1.
Yeah.
Just set it up, and Tiny playing on the absolute edge. I guess also worth noting, Collapse didn't show up, right? So that was actually a 4v5 the whole time.
Yeah.
Wonder why he didn't gate down there. I think that could have potentially swung everything around, but yeah.
Well, he's Ogre. He's low int.
Yeah, he probably can't navigate the portal. He'll get lost.
Yeah, what if that was part of the lore is channeling stuff takes longer for you, like twice as long. Opening a door is just
Ogre TP top in 10 seconds. Yeah, that's
the next patch.
Oh boy.
After we find out he's beyond brokenness.
Yeah. Well, he has top net worth.
Yes, he is.
You know, Ogre with a good laning stage and a fast Midas will often be high up on the board, but obviously...
Jumping in into the mid lane. Mana Void is available. It's used, but not quite enough. Laurel's going to take a tree to the back of the head, but he'll walk away with just a concussion. Stinger in the meantime. Ancient Seal is there, and he's just going to get beat down by the double-headed Ogre.
I'm so curious what items Collapse buys. He's going to be filthy rich this game.
I mean, how much do you prioritize going for things that multicast, like a sheep stick type thing? I mean, obviously you're not going to go that first item, but... or do you want to go for the auras?
Does Phylactery multicast?
Oh, Phylactery. Oh, the problem with Phylactery...
I guess it only applies on the first spell you cast, so even they don't cast simultaneously.
Oh, nice. Thank you for the highlight there. He did multicast the last Midas.
That's good.
Beautiful play from Collapse.
Well, what else can you multicast? I think you can multicast the Harpoon. Holy never.
Sacred, he gets the tower, but it's going to cost him his life. Fingers there's what? Actually going to channel Freezing Field, and it's going to cost Mira his life. So it's a 1-for-1. Stinger actually will be able to walk away.
All right. Tower and a kill.
Collapse was able to maneuver onto the gate. He'll be using it again here. So we do have proof that Ogre can, in fact, use that objective.
Who's smarter, Ogre or the chicken?
Dire's top tower is under
the
attack.
chicken's being rode.
Do you think the chicken has negative int?
Maybe. Mid lane Sacred will TP to stop this push. As top lane, Collapse and company should be able to get this one. Don't think
Dire's top
East
tower
Coast
is
are
under attack.
going to attempt to defend. You can see Collapse is going for
He's eyeing up
Pipe
Pipe.
Dire's
and
top
Crimson.
tower has
Yeah.
fallen.
So we'll be looking for the auras at least for now. Pipe is a mad value item this game, and you're a strength hero for the Crimson.
Okay, this is actually a
So-
weird question because Pipe doesn't stack, but does the barrier technically stack? I don't think so.
Are you asking if you can multicast?
Yes.
You can't multicast items that don't target, right?
Dire's top tower
don't know.
is under
Otherwise, you
attack.
can multicast down. Split your hero in half.
Collapse. Oh, beautiful,
there it is.
Midas.
Thank
That
you, JJ.
multicast
That's
is
a
huge.
double. That's a double Midas right there. 2 back-to-back connections.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, the fact that I even have to think about this is kind of concerning. I don't think
Silent. The AM Mystic Flare is enough. Big kill for Team Spirit. I mean, technically, like Force Staff does multicast, but that is single target.
it's a targeted item, right?
Yeah.
So I think, and it only multicasts when you use it offensively.
All right, so Pavis is the item, is what you're saying.
Oh.
Huh?
But you don't use that offensively either. I think is Force Staff unique. You can't multicast Glimmer Cape, I think.
Why not?
I think you can.
You sure about that?
No.
I mean, you can multicast your Bloodlust, and that's an ally effective spell, right?
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
Ogre
is
isn't
under
smart, so
attack.
you have to figure it out.
Dire's
All right.
structures
Well,
are
Avalanche from
fortified.
Dark Mago, not sure. Okay, it looks like they might want to defend. Schofield pops his ult for the time being. They fortify as well as a Wild One Ripper will get taken out swiftly.
Worth keeping in mind about Ogre, he has one of the best strength gains in the whole game. He's 4.2. So
Hold on,
as
you're gonna have to
time
hold that
goes
pod,
on-
Cinder. Midas is about to be off.
Okay,
for
yeah,
that 5
watching that.
seconds.
Okay, I had
3,
another 10 seconds left actually. So
1
my-
second. And
Oh, it's a slams it home.
beautiful. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Are
so
scanning.
Ogre gets a lot of. Okay,
Oh, let's watch this
okay.
replay. Yeah,
Radiant
gotta make
are
sure we get this.
scanning.
It was 2.
Okay, yeah. So over time, Ogre just acquires a lot of passive strength from leveling up, and that means Crimson Guard on this hero is obviously incredible. If you do use him as an aura hero anyway,
Dire's middle
it looks
tower
like he wants
is
to
under
finish the pipe
attack.
first, which I think is the right choice. You want to counter the tiny, you want to
Dire's
counter
middle
the
tower has
estimated
fallen.
puddle damage.
Dark Mago, he finds the Ancient Sacred, finds Star Spear. That's a Dragon Tail into a Frostbite. Freezing Field as well, and that is a big kill for Beast Coast. Portugal looks to be next. He actually used Mana Void, surprisingly.
Yeah,
It's like a
they really
value
use
spell
that.
this game. And what is he buying on AM? So it still will be the Battle Fury. Went for the casual Ring of Health first, actually. No. Oh, Fire Blast! Okay. Declare.
Spell shield 3. If K1 has a standard aggressive build here, I think he dies. He went 1-4-3. And he has the strength talent. Level
So
10.
just to be clear, he did go Ring of Health in lane?
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't forget how to build Battle Fury.
I think he was maybe considering Vanguard, but I think the lane probably went too badly. And he was like, my Battle Fury will be too late, maybe? And now he's
well,
compensating for it by taking the strength talent, which is, as you can see, he doesn't get hit as often, only a quarter of the time.
Oh, that's a big rune for Laurel. Schofield not able to deny it. Yeah, not too far away from the eventual Battle Fury. And
He's got
I
some
mean,
ground to cover, though.
you can turn that Ring of Health into something later, I suppose.
Marathon has to run away from the Terrorblade Conjure images. Good sign.
Yeah, we talked about that with the Battle Fury build, the Cornucopia. Makes it so much harder to actually
Radiant's
build.
middle
Yeah,
tower
Because you
is
don't get
under
like these
attack.
beautiful items like the Ring of Health in lane.
The value for acquiring this item is definitely bumped down a notch. But it's online. 16 minutes, 6.5. Not the best time, not the worst.
Yeah, it's okay.
Surely got some catching up. I'm still just curious. I know we've talked a lot about Ogre. I'm just very curious what his next item is. Like, what do you get after Crimson? Because he's been eyeing up these 2 auras. You know, it's pretty standard. You're an
Dire's
offlaner, you have
top
strength
tower
gain. You're
is
gonna buy
under
items in this
attack.
You
pack.
gotta buy the items for the team. You gotta be a good boy,
Yeah.
and then you can be greed boy.
So
I mean, do you think they need initiation? I mean, they have Storm,
yeah,
but typically an offlaner will be a pseudo initiator as well, which he is not.
I mean, Hex on this hero is just incredible, right?
Yeah,
Mind
that is a
that.
big purchase. I mean, there's Octarine, there's Aether
Dire's
Lens, which
top
doesn't
tower
turn into
is
anything
under
anymore, but
attack.
that is a really good spell on Ogre.
Yeah.
But if you're a core Ogre, like position 3, it feels like Aether Lens just might get stuck in your inventory.
What if you buy 5 hearts and then you
Oh,
multicast
hold on.
every
It's Midas time. Hold on.
Yep.
Collapse. Looking for a big juicy creep. Looking for a nice camp. Yeah, the potato tomato's not enough. So it has to go to the mid lane.
I can't.
He has to use the Midas first before he goes in the fight. There it is. Multicast as well. Fire blast onto the Tiny, getting completely stun locked and now silenced. Stinger. Okay, they get the Dragon Tail and Freezing Tail combo, but there's the Mana Void to come through. So the Storm Spirit does in fact die. 2 for 1. Now Beast Ghost attempting to run away. Sacred with the TP right in the face of danger. He's gonna get out. He's collapsed too dumb. Or Ogre, technically.
Ogre still has the 25 taunt. Wait, Fire Blast on attack.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just
Here's the
thinking ahead here.
the multicast of the Midas. The rest of the fight not that important, but we'll watch it anyway. I'm surprised that
nice
Stinger was
mono
able to
there.
channel for that long. As very impressive.
I mean, how can you not smile when you're playing farmed Ogre? This hero is so fun, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
It's,
All right, well, he is getting close to the Crimson, so then...
so next on the menu will be Halberd.
Oh,
You can also multicast.
yeah.
So you can disarm both the AM and the Tiny or Dragon Knight.
Or Crystal Maiden.
Yes. You don't choose a multicast,
That's right.
of course, so you're right. What's the search radius on multicast?
See that.
I think you can't multicast on heroes that are outside the range that you could have targeted them anyway, right?
I would assume so.
Or is it big? I actually don't know this.
Oh,
Because it's kind of relevant. If you're not in range to disarm the enemy carrier, maybe you could just disarm someone else and hope for a multicast, right? If he's far away, but I don't think... I think it's the same.
I mean, are you surprised that... I mean, he does have Heart technically queued up for later.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you do get some good strength out of the Halberd anyway. It's a very tanky item.
Or utility.
I guess it's a good compromise.
You become stupidly hard to kill as well. I think people a lot of the time overlook the defensive aspects of Halberd and just focus so much on the disarm, but the other stats that this item gives the evasion is really... When you're a frontline hero with 2 auras, like the Crimson Guard and Pipe, getting Halberd is insane EHP because you get evasion on top of flat HP. And the flat HP just has so much more value when you have the Pipe, so...
Sacred is a dragon, looking for the deer.
He's fast,
She's
though.
faster than the flying dragon.
Yeah.
Would you believe it?
I think it's pretty accurate with the real-life lore as well.
I agree, because
Deers-
dragons are dead.
Yeah, and deer live and are fast, so that is true.
Four staff on Stinger right now. And where is this Crimson? I thought it's been done for quite a while. Being delivered, I assume? Got his Vanguard in his backpack right now.
Coming now.
We're 10 seconds away from the next Midas. Make sure to keep an eye on this. He needs...
Having a look.
Maybe you can get more than a double multicast. One
Full camps together.
see that? That could have been...
Wait, it tripled, didn't it? He multicast on the split.
Wait, he...
Because what happens is he Midas is the first one. On the next server ticket, Midas is the second one. And then on the next server...
He's killing a hero as you speak as well. Frostbite, he's gonna get mana drained as well. So pretty much no mana to speak of. Sacred comes in with the Dragon Tail. Mana Void does not do very much. I mean, he will die eventually, though.
got him.
Under attack.
Stupendous!
Okay, so back to the Midas. When you Midas the Ogre camp, so you Midas the first one, then on the next server tick, it Midas the other one, which means the first one gets to split.
I did not know that
You
was
can
a
actually
thing.
always Midas the Ogre.
I thought he was screwing up by going to a camp with only 2 units, but looks like I'm the screw up.
Well, then immediately after he went in and died, so...
Yeah, well, he got the Midas. I mean,
Yeah.
the Midas is not on cool. It's, you know.
He
if
died
was
with
dead,
it on cooldown, which is that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I can't speak English.
You want to do something risky on Ogre, make sure you Midas first. All right, here comes East Coast
Radiant's
onto the
middle
tier 1 tower mid.
is under attack.
Tiny's closing in on BKB. Caudal closing in on Glimmer. And we've got Sacred close to BKB. So pretty big items coming the way of East Coast soon. And you'd imagine if all these items overlap, they have a pretty good shot at winning a team fight and snowballing a little bit off that and maybe getting the game back to even. But it's going to be a tall order to find that fight to begin with. Because there's certain heroes on the enemy team that it feels like if you can't really jump on first, you're not going Ogre. No way in hell.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably not going on Inch either. Even if you blast her and kill her instantly, I think the trade-off is going to be bad.
Midas is available as well, so make sure to use it during this fight. Counter spell spell is proc.
Nice disengage.
Able to get away, but looks like Stinger will be the sacrifice for Beast Coast.
Great outcome for Beast Coast.
Don't think I
Only
wasn't
losing
fond
the
of you.
CM and all that. It was a 5-man smoke. Their AM got away.
That's 3 Lotus Flowers. And are they going to the Roche pit? It looks like it.
Did you mention the phylactery?
On who?
It's Scarab.
Oh,
The only hero in this tournament, I think I have seen it on. I've seen it twice now. It's probably been bought in more games, but
so Phylactery will proc on both Arcane Bolt and Ancient Seal, which Ancient Seal is a faster cast time. When the spell hits, Arcane Bolt's kind of garbage.
the reason it's so good on this hero is that Ancient Seal cancels Blink
Exactly.
when you
yeah.
have it. It's really, really nice.
Radiant's top
Pretty
tower
cool.
is under attack.
And I think, doesn't he have some nice talents for...
It also
Ancient
slows,
Seal.
so if you stack that with your concussive shot, you slow the hero so much that your full ult will hit. They're not going to get out of the area in time.
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower
Well,
has
with this
fallen.
Aegis in hand and the Butterfly Man to Dragonlance, Yatoro is ready to do Yatoro things on Terrorblade. How many times have we seen this guy do
Has
this?
fallen.
Quite a few.
Quite many. One of the
Radiant's
standout heroes
top tower
at
is under
TI as
attack.
well when they did win the championship 2
Dire's
years ago.
bottom
Go
tower.
Field. He's going to go with this for the time being, but Laurel gets off the dust, and that is a dead old man on a horse. Stinger instantly canceled from his ult.
Stinger
Stinger
do this?
just dying underneath his tier 3 tower. Pops the BKB. There's a toss back by Dark Mago, but you can see the Thunder coming online. Mira, he's getting pretty low. Finally gets on the Mystic Clear. He will drop, but it's going to get the cost for Beast Coast for 3 heroes. 3 for 1, still with Aegis on the side of Spirit. They're going to get the tier 2 and a Tormentor.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Tormentor.
Dire's bottom
Tormentor.
tower has fallen.
AM never
available.
showed up. I don't know if this fight is different. If he gets a Mana Void on Laurel, he was totally dry. They're still pretty tanky with the fight, and they had Aegis, so maybe not. But she's still doing a little bit of everything. They're pushing mid with AM, but also fighting, and that just didn't work.
Dire's bottom tower has
I
fallen.
mean, DK will be back in 15 seconds, but does not have his ult. By instantly dispelled by a Toro. Collapse going to get 4-staffed. So they essentially chose the tier 3 tower over the Tormentor. And I think they should be able to get the Poshka, but the toss back onto the illusion, very important. And I think the Poshka might be the only death. With the rest of Spirit able to get out.
Job well done. Get a tier 3. They don't lose anything. Terrorblade still has Aegis. You can go for your next objective as soon as you want.
Okay, here's my question. I know this is...
Here I
I
am.
think I know the answer. I think the tier 3 is worth it. But you could have gone for the Tormentor as well. And that's taking away a 1,400 gold action, which is better. I don't know.
0.8k gold swing to steal this, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Tormentor is better, probably. And I do think it's probably called Tormentor. I need to settle the swing, figure it out at some point.
I hate it.
Because the thing is, this tier 3 is an inevitability probably at some point, whereas this one is timed, right? Like, you can't guarantee that you're going to get this again. And ultimately, you would have killed it how fast? Like, 5 seconds. You could have killed this and then kept going for
Fenner,
your
hold
push.
on.
So,
We have a... Oh, there's only 2 units. Does he use it? Oh, he's stacking. That's so smart. Man, Collapse is just...
Evolution.
Oh, it's only a double, but that's okay. Good usage, Mr. Collapse. All right, go ahead, Cinder. He finishes his halberd.
Too smart.
And Heart will be next.
Foster.
That's going to be hype. By the
How
time he
much
gets
more
Heart,
cast percent does that give you?
I was going to
Right?
ask you, not only that, but how much mana will he be given as well? So do the
Yeah.
calculations. I'll talk until then.
Radiant structures are
As
fortified.
Team Spirit with a 7k lead,
Radiant's
still Aegis
bottom tower is
online.
under
So
attack.
240 mana and 2% multicast, right? Heart gives 40. Does it give 45 now?
Double damage.
Rise.
Pretty good.
Dire's
30
middle
seconds
tower
on the
is under
Aegis.
attack.
Vitoro. It's off the meta. We're going for the top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The bottom lane, they've already gotten the tower, but they're in
Dire's
this
top
area.
tower
It's just
is
so
under attack.
disgusting.
AM now has...
Oh my god.
Dire's
Defend.
top tower is fallen.
Defend Beast Coast.
They lose the tier 3. Sacred and Dragon form.
Radiant's bottom tower is
K1
under
ready to
attack.
go in with that butterfly. They're going to get the range
Dire's top
racks.
barracks has fallen.
Be careful with the multi-cast halberd, the zip in Laurel. Okay, Dr. gets a nice top back. He's just gonna die. Impetus is there, and just one zip it from Laurel is enough. No buyback for him. They're gonna get the DK as well. Neither of which will be of any use for the foreseeable future. There is a buyback for the DK, but again, no ult. So first
Dire's
racks.
top barracks are
down.
under attack. Dire's top barracks
They're just going to keep
has
going.
fallen.
They have 30
Indeed.
seconds to go bot. They still have Aegis.
Gofield gonna try to push out the lanes a bit, but Team Spirit go to the bot lane so they can get a second set.
Dire's bottom barracks is falling.
Ogre has higher net
bottom
worth than
barracks
AM
are
in
under attack.
27.
He's
Radiant's
also
middle
been
tower
very
is
farmed
under
though.
attack.
Battlefield carry though.
Oh, he hasn't had much time to hit creeps.
Stun himself. Doesn't matter though. AM cannot touch him. That's 2 lanes. I don't know what Beast Coast do at this
Radiant's
point. Like,
courier has
the
been
only way I
killed.
see, you can't really split the map long enough to stall this out. You're gonna have to try to find a fight where you kill supports early or something like that.
You're right, he's gonna get spotted out. Mana Void is available. Doesn't cost much. My goodness, the pipe coming in real juicy. Now Laurel. Skofield's gonna die. Sacred actually pops the DK for him and just dies. All right.
That's a tilter right there.
Oh, K1 wants to so bad.
So K1 kept delaying his Mana Void because he didn't feel like he needed to use it, and then he used it exactly when the pipe came out.
Yeah.
So if he had just used it instantly, he would have got the kill. But that one, that blows, man. He survived on
Dire's
like
middle
50
tower
health.
is under attack.
At the end of the day, though, probably wouldn't make the biggest of differences. Team
Dire's
Spirit just
middle
gonna run
tower
down
has
mid.
fallen.
Terribly still, his Aegis expired, right? Yeah, so no
Dire's
Level
Aegis.
3
middle tower
multicast
is
and
under
Midas. He's
attack.
looking for...
Oh, Ogre can't.
Okay,
Perfect.
now that we know how this works,
Come on, Sprite.
what did he get? He got...
You got 3,
Radiant's
dude.
courier has been
5.
killed. Dire's middle
got 2.
tower is under
Wait,
attack.
that's the small one.
Dire's courier
Yeah, the
has
big
been
one and
killed.
one small one.
I actually thought that was impossible.
Although no, did the neutral, did it upgrade so you get more? We'll have to get back to this as Dark Maga pops the BKB, gets off the toss. There's a very tanky Ogre under the tier 4s. But he's gonna be just fine because he's a tanky.
I mean, this is insane.
And only one single barracks remains for Beast Coast. I think that Team Spirit not going to leave here without it. There's the zip in, trying to focus on the Keeper of the Light with the Mystic Flare. That is an easy kill, and this is going to be mega creeps already for Team Spirit. Now they focus on the AM, even easier kill. 70 seconds of no AM, which will cause the GGs to come out. Team Spirit.
GG, and you know what we say? Game over, Janet. That's what we say. Right there. What a game. Amazing. That was cool. We get to see Ogre's first game 100% win rate. Clearly mega overpowered. Cool strategy from Spirit. I'm really impressed.